Welcome back to Classics. We wanted to show you this. We're still doing the body work, finishing this, getting ready for paint. It's all in primer. But what we've got, if you look at this, when we bring our hood down, we've got a bigger gap in the back. That one's actually not too bad. This one's a little bit different. But what we have is, pop this back up. In these slots, there's a rubber piece that goes in that centers your hood in there, as well as gives it something so it's not clinging metal to metal as you go down the road and it vibrates a little. So what we've got to do is we got to kind of put the front end together so that we can adjust these fenders out just a little bit so that those rubbers will work fine. So what we've got to do, we've got the old grill here. We ended up not needing it because it's going to mount outside of the fender, so that's not a big deal. We don't need it. But what we do need to do, we need to put these lights in so that we can make sure we have a good gap on there. This is just temporary. They're not staying there. We just want to make sure everything's good on that. So we'll put just 2 bolts in these, just to hold it in place. Okay, so we'll go through and we'll tighten them up. Let me grab this other piece and show you what we got. So these go here on there, on that, you know, we got to pull them apart so that we can just put that on the chrome piece on there. And there's another piece that covers, you know, the headlight buckets. So what we need to do is we need to get those, put it on, and see how we can adjust our fenders out just a little bit. You know, we'll put in some spacers here. Space that out so our hood fits well with the stoppers. Right now it closes good without the stoppers, but we need to get it good with the stoppers. So we'll come back to you in just a minute after we have the headlights installed. Okay, so we just want to say thank you to everybody who's bought shirts from us. We do still have some left. I'm wearing the black one today so you can see what it is, black and white logo. The gray one's a heather gray, the dark gray. Both good looking shirts. If you're watching some of our other films, I think I was wearing the gray one on our one of our seat builds. So if you watch that film, you'll see the gray one. Here's the black one. Again, we still have some. www.camusclassics.com. Okay, so we got our headlight buckets installed. This is a trim piece. Make sure. We're just setting this in here loose. We'll have to tighten it up at another time after we get it painted, of course. And we've got our headlight surrounds. These are the new ones. They go right in there. So we've got a pretty good coverage there. So I think what we can do is we'll loosen these, put a couple little spacers in there, and see what we get with the hood here. Just grab them. And we just don't want too big of a gap there. And we'll come back in just a minute. I got to find our pieces, so we'll come back in just a minute and show you what we're going to do. Okay, so we went ahead and put our little rubber bumpers in here. As you can see, there's 3 of them per side. What we did, we ground them down just a little bit. They were pretty thick, so we talked to a friend. He said grind them down just a little bit, so we did that. We're still rubbing just a little bit on this one and a little bit on that back one. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tighten this fender back up all the way. So we're not trying to fight two birds at the same time. Because our gap actually looks really good. With those in it. So what we're going to use, our Speed Air belt sander. We're just going to hop in here and hit on this a little bit. You don't want to take a lot, just enough that what we've got, I'll show you. If it still does it, we might have fixed it. As you can see, there we go. We're still catching just a little bit. It's raised right here where it's catching that. And you can take and you can just push it down just a little and it goes in. So we've got the same thing on this one back here. These others are looking pretty good. So we'll sand that a little bit more, sand that back one a little bit. And we'll just work back and forth. We'll hop over and do this one. A little harder to get into this one, but we'll do it. Hit this one just a little bit more. There's a little bit of groove, we'll worry about that later. And still gotta go a little bit on this one. And might be a little bit on the back one on this side too. This a few times, make sure it goes up and down right. I think if we hit that one just a little bit, we'll be better. this one a little bit, but gap's pretty good on this side. Gap's not bad on this side. We can maybe put this fender out just a little bit to open this gap just ever so much that we're slightly in. We're off just a little bit here anyway. So let's go ahead and do that. Grab a 960. Just tighten that one for now. It's actually looking pretty good. Our gap here are running pretty smooth there, so I think we'll call that. I might grind this front one. It's catching now just a bit. Let me knock it down just a bit. Good gap there. Pretty good gap there. We're down. We'll go ahead and tighten up this inner bolt. And crank this one down just a little more. Okay. We also put in our rubber stoppers here and adjusted those so that when the hood closes and we're good here, it can't go down anymore. We might drop that one. In fact, let's do that. Grab the tools.
There's a wrench. See what that done to you.
We're still a hair high. So as you can see, these have a Phillips head in them, so you can hold it with that. I like it. So now our hood's closing right. We got the bumpers in there so it can You know, the hood can jiggle and move around a little bit and not sit there and clang metal to metal together. So we're happy to have those in there. But as you can see, it's all in primer. Got to do a little bit more on the hood here. Got a few spots that we have to touch up that we got through just some bare metal. So we're going to be working on this. We're going to get it done so we can get it to paint. So that is the plan, is to get this ready to go to paint. So thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.